Welcome to Radhaa Publishing House TV, where we celebrate visionary authors and change makers. And today we're excited to welcome David Trotter, the visionary behind Awakened Magazine. In this episode, we'll explore how holistic PR and being featured in magazines such as Awakened Magazine can elevate your mission and visibility as an author. So thank you for joining us, David.
Great to be with you, Radha.
So we'd love to just jump in and let's find out a little bit about how you created Awaken Magazine, your mission and vision, and how did the concept come together to be the core of your publication?
Yeah. Any kind of venture, it always flows out of not just our minds, but our hearts and hopefully our lived story. And so for me, it kind of flows out of my life story is I started out wanting to be a pastor many, many years ago. And I went to seminary, and spirituality and faith was obviously a big part of my life, and was a pastor for over a decade. And then about 16 years ago, kind of had a burnout experience. I was a workaholic and had to make some transitions. And what's interesting is that when you kind of step outside the zone of the kind of four walls of the church, you have the opportunity to start to ask some big questions. And when you kind of get curious about some of those big questions, it can lead you to maybe answers that were different than the answers that were given to you as you were growing up or when you went to a certain school. And those answers for me started unpacking a lifetime of more of a conservative Christian faith and upbringing, and started giving me the opportunity to explore things like energy,
Mm-hmm.
manifesting, breath work, meditation, all of these types of things that I started exploring over the last 16 years, and really developed a much more inclusive spirituality and view of life. And through that process, I have met so many amazing people who have really, I have felt like, okay, this is my tribe. These are people everywhere from, I kind of describe the continuum, Rada, as like you've got your conscious motivational speaker type individual all the way across the continuum to someone who's like channeling galactic voices, and it's like everybody in between there, they have this one thread that I see is like there's this desire to bring love to the planet, love, transformation, healing, awakening. And so I just love all those people who are bringing this desire to bring love and transformation to our planet. And as I looked at my own background of spirituality, and even in the last 16 years where I focused on media and marketing as my life's work, how could I create a platform that could amplify their voices? Because if people like yourself or the authors that you work with, the coaches, the healers, the facilitators, if I could draw more attention to them, amplify their voice, their wisdom, their work, they're going to reach people and impact people that I would just never meet, right? They're going to bring love, transformation, healing, awakening to all these people that I would never come across. That fires me up, right? That gets me excited. And so even though we don't have a lot of magazines in our homes per se anymore, there is definitely a certain cachet around being featured on a magazine or
Mm-hmm.
in a magazine. And so I saw some other digital magazines in the marketplace and felt like, I think there's space for something to amplify the voices of conscious spiritual leaders, healers, and teachers out there. And so that's why we've launched Awaken Magazine.
That's so beautiful. And, holistic PR is a little bit different than other kinds of PR. I used to work in film and do stuff for actors and
Mhm.
films that were coming out and festivals and things like that. But holistic PR is something a little bit newer, like we didn't have even that avenue even very recently. So it's really opening up a new avenue for healers, for speakers, for life coaches and authors to come and join. And what would you have to say about like holistic PR? Like why would that be important for anybody in those fields?
Yeah. I think there's an importance to distinguish between the need for visibility and credibility.
Mm-hmm.
So most everybody is wanting visibility, especially in our world where there's so much noise, so many messages. It's like the more I can be visible, hopefully the bigger the audience I will gain. But for people that are more in the conscious and spiritual space, I think the first question should be, how can I present myself in the most credible way?
Mhm.
And that first requires me to ask myself, well, what are the things that actually make me credible? What are the things that are I'm presenting to the world that make people want to trust me and care about what I have to say? And so that's the first question. What is it about your education? What is it about your character? What is it about your motivation? What is it about your energy? What is it about your presence, your brand that actually inspires trust in the people that come across uh, your message? And so we will oftentimes use the words like authenticity, right? Authenticity simply just means that the inside matches the outside, right? Inside matches the outside.
Exactly,
And you can
exactly.
feel when the inside doesn't match the outside, and
Uh-huh.
that's inauthentic. So authenticity increases one's credibility. So once you start to explore, well, what are the things that make me a credible person that inspires trust in others? Then how do you go about communicating that? How do
Mhm,
you go about aligning with media outlets or organizations that can amplify your credibility and
mhm,
give you even more credibility? Then once you have figured out, okay, these are the things that make me credible, now let's turn up the volume to
mhm,
increase your visibility. And
mhm.
that's the difference.
That's beautiful explanation. I think that's so important and valid right now. A lot of people just want to just throw out content, but I think quality has a lot to do with it too.
Mhm.
And so, let's talk about the process. Like, what would be a process for an author, holistic practitioner to be featured on the cover of Awaken magazine? Like, what kind of criteria are you looking for when you're selecting individuals to highlight?
Yeah. So obviously, we put the word out and people come to us to become what we call an executive contributor. We work with individuals who are healers, facilitators, speakers, authors, teachers, all of those types of people. We're specifically wanting to focus in on people who would see themselves as conscious or spiritual, mindful. And we jump on a call with them if that's something that's of interest to talk about. We do create branded content. So some publications, their business model is to sell a ton of ads and create sustainability that way. We've chosen to go the route of creating branded content for the people that we work with, our executive contributors. And I'll jump on a call and I first thing I do is I pull up their website and their social media. And so I just share my screen with them the entire time. And as we're talking, I'm looking around their website and I'm just like feeling their story, hearing their background, what they're up to. We're not interested in promoting people who are simply just influencers. Like
Yeah.
that, not the point. Like the point is, we want to work with people who are dedicating their lives to bring about love and transformation and healing to people, right? And one of the things that I have found over the years of being involved in kind of this space, some people are more passionate about their modality than they are the people that they serve.
Mhm,
And I think there's a continuum there, right? We're excited about whatever it is. Like I'm certified in breath work. I love breath work. I love guided meditation. But I'm looking to work with people who are more passionate about their clients than they are about the modality that they're using to help their client.
mhm,
And you can kind of feel that when you're with
mm,
people. And so we're wanting people who have a big heart to bring love, healing, and transformation to our world.
mhm. Yeah, it's definitely needed. We're going through a lot of different shifts and changes, and I feel a lot of the old, like, celebrity culture is kind of falling off, and, I feel like a lot of people who are so talented, that have so much to offer, that are doing a lot of work, like, they're not always getting seen because they don't use a lot of clickbait, you know what I mean? They're not just doing things, to get attention, they're actually doing things, and so that's why I think it's important, for people to really think about investing in being part of, like, a book project or being on a magazine cover that's credible, because people can't find you, and that's a thing. Like, you could be doing the greatest work in the world, but if people can't find you, we want to be of service, and sometimes service does require visibility. And so, what would you say about people who are hesitant about investing in PR, particularly investing in being on the cover? What would you say to them, and how does this investment support their long-term goals and their mission?
Yeah, absolutely. I do come across that. Obviously, people are like, "Oh, you mean I got to pay to be a part of the?" You know, the first thing that I don't ask them, but laugh about is like, how, how do how do they think publications exist?
Yeah.
Like without some sort of some sort of financial either. Like I said, you either have to sell a ton of ads, and that's my whole focus, or I'm creating this content on your behalf. So I don't see it as buying something. That's more of a transactional approach. We really focus on being a member of our community. We
Mm,
want people to be a part of the community of Awaken Magazine. And as part of that, we help you create, we collaborate with you to create this beautiful branded content that we publish through our magazine, whether it's a magazine cover, a podcast episode, video, articles each month, all of these things that we're just collaborating together to create content that helps you get your message out.
mm,
So you can call it publicity, you can call it PR, you can call it marketing, whatever it might be. The main thing we want people to know is we're not a direct response marketing agency, meaning that's Facebook ads, that's Instagram ads.
mhm,
We're here to help brand you. We want
mhm,
to leverage our platform to help brand you as a leader that people can know, like, and trust. And ultimately, over the long haul, work with you, connect with you. And so I understand, yeah, it's an investment, but we live in a world where almost everything is an investment when it comes to growing your business. So
mhm.
I've published 13 books. I've produced and directed 4 feature films on important social issues. And every one of my first film was on Netflix for 2 years. All my other films are on Amazon. I personally invested financial resources in order to help those projects like get visibility and take ground. It's just part of having a mission in this world is investing in that mission.
I agree with you 100%. People, they assume things like books happen for free, but you have a whole team behind you. So it is important, like when you're really serious about your message and you know that you've worked through your visibility stuff, you're ready to step forward, then you take those leaps, some people take speaking courses, some people do all kinds of things, but it's all interconnected. And so as you're growing your message too, you're reaching a bigger audience, and that all adds up to sorry, my light just went out. So anyhow, what I wanted to tell you is that this is a great opportunity to join, and I would be really happy if you would tell us about what you have for our audience, who may be interested. How can they connect with you? What's the next step?
Yeah, absolutely. So, in order to check out what we're doing, of course, you can go to awakenedmagazine.com. But if you want to be a contributor, go awakenedmagazine.com/contribute, and you can fill out the form there. And we have a special offer for Radhaa Publishing followers. We would love to be able to give you $100 off any one of the memberships that we offer. And so, if that's something you want to take advantage of, you can just reach out to us and share that you were referred by Radhaa Publishing, and we'll love to work with you.
Beautiful. I'm so grateful. This was a wonderful conversation, and I think it was very helpful to explain how this works so that people can have a better understanding. And the opportunity is there. So if you guys want to join, go ahead and give him a buzz. My light keeps going off, so we're just going to get off video because it's distracting. But in the meantime, go ahead and give you can just reach out directly to him. I'll put the information below. And then you are free to just let him know that Radhaa Publishing House sent you, and they'll take great care of you there.
Great to be with you, Radhaa.
So great to be with you too. Bye for now.